There is a truth silently unfolding beneath the lives of certain women, a truth that is rarely spoken aloud because the world does not yet know how to honor it. Women with few friends, or sometimes no friends at all, are not outcasts of society. They are not strange, they are not cold, they are not broken. In many cases, these women are rare, they are uncommon, they are evolving at a level the world is still struggling to understand. Carl Jung once wrote that the process of becoming who you truly are requires a woman to break away from the expectations of the collective. And the deeper a woman descends into her own soul, the smaller her social circle becomes, not because she rejects others, but because she refuses to abandon herself anymore. Most women are praised for belonging. You are judged for belonging to yourself, and that is what makes you different. If you have ever wondered why your circle is small, why you connect deeply with so few, why surface-level interactions feel empty, why solitude feels safer than crowds, then stay with me. Because you are about to discover that these very experiences are signs of a rare psychological transformation. You are not falling behind. You are rising beyond. You are walking a path that demands courage, the path of individuation, the path only a rare kind of woman ever chooses. And women like you share 5 rare traits. Let us begin with the first one. Trait 1. She is deeply authentic. There is a sacred honesty in you that refuses to shrink. You do not bend your personality to match the room. You do not soften your truth to protect someone's comfort. You do not dilute your depth to fit the shallowness of social expectations. Most women shapeshift to belong. You remain yourself, even if it means being misunderstood. Authenticity is the first trait of a woman with few friends. You carry a truth inside that cannot be negotiated. You know who you are, or you are fiercely determined to find out. You are not willing to trade your identity for temporary approval. This choice has a cost. When you are genuine in a world full of masks, you stand out. Your sincerity confuses those who rely on pretending. Your directness intimidates those who hide behind softness. Your honesty exposes the illusions others cling to. So they step back. They fade away. They leave. Not because you are too much, but because your truth highlights their lack of it. Jung believed that the more a woman connects to her authentic self, the more she moves away from the roles society gives her. The good girl, the pleasant one, the one who never says no, the one who belongs. You are done with those roles. You are no longer performing a version of yourself that others approve of. You are returning to your soul. Authenticity is your shield. It filters who enters your life and who cannot remain. Your solitude is not emptiness. It is alignment. It is integrity. It is the price of being real and the reward of being whole. Trait 2. She is self-sovereign. There is a quiet power in you that needs no audience. You have walked through storms alone. You have rebuilt yourself without applause. You have risen from your pain without witnesses. Most women are taught to rely. You were forced to rely on yourself. This is not isolation. This is inner sovereignty. Jung wrote that a woman becomes fully alive only when she stops seeking her reflection in the eyes of others. When she no longer begs the world to tell her who she is. When she stops waiting for permission to exist. You reached this point early. You learned to trust your own mind. You learned to carry your own weight. You learned that approval is a prison disguised as love. You do not crumble easily. You do not panic at uncertainty. You do not fear standing alone. You have already survived loneliness. You have already survived disappointment. You have already survived silence. And because of that, you are unshakable. People misunderstand this strength. They call it coldness. They call it distance. They call it independence, gone too far. But they don't understand. You do not keep people away. You simply no longer need anyone to keep you standing. Your life is yours. Your choices are yours. Your voice is yours. You are no longer a woman who asks, "Will they approve if I do this?" You are the woman who asks, Does this align with who I am becoming? That shift is rare. That shift is sacred. That shift is the beginning of real freedom. Trait 3. She is selective with who she allows in. You do not open your heart just because someone knocks. You do not say yes just because attention arrives. You do not offer your loyalty to those who have not earned it. Your standard is high, not because you believe you are better, but because you finally know your worth. Most women fear being alone. You fear inviting the wrong person into your life, because you have learned presence without depth is emptiness. A crowd can feel lonelier than solitude. A wrong friend can hurt more than no friend at all. Jung taught that the psyche protects itself. It warns you when someone's energy is misaligned. It tugs at your intuition when someone is not what they seem. It guards your heart when a connection lacks resonance. You listen to that voice. You trust that instinct. You honor what your soul feels. This is why your circle is small. Not because you are difficult to love, but because you refuse to be loved poorly. You are a woman who chooses quality over noise. You choose depth over distraction. You choose sincerity over company. Your friendships are few, but they are sacred. Your connections are rare, but they are real. People may call you guarded, but you are not guarded. You are guided. Guided by wisdom, guided by intuition, guided by self-respect. Better alone than surrounded by what is false. Better quiet than consumed by chaos. Better selective than sorry. If you are still here, if even a fraction of these words feels like recognition and not flattery, then you already know the truth. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing missing. There is nothing broken. You are simply becoming. In part 2, we will go deeper into the final 2 traits. The introspective depth that sets you apart, and the rare wisdom shaped through solitude, and by the end, you will understand your path with more clarity than ever before. Your story is just beginning. There is something extraordinary that begins to happen when a woman spends long stretches of life in her own company. Something powerful, something invisible to the outside world, but impossible to ignore inside her soul. While others fill their days with noise to avoid themselves, you have learned to meet yourself without fear. And this leads us to the next rare trait. Trait 4. She is deeply introspective. There is a whole universe alive within you. You think more deeply than ordinary minds can handle. You feel more intensely than ordinary hearts can understand. While most women look outward for answers, you look inward for truth. This is the mark of a woman who has faced herself and survived. Carl Jung taught that the unconscious, the inner world, is where a person's greatest potential lies. But most people never go there. They distract themselves with friendships, with gossip, with endless busyness. Because silence would reveal too much, reflection would expose too much. Solitude would demand growth they are not ready for. But you went where others refused. You entered the dark corridors of your own psyche. You met your fears instead of escaping them. You saw your shadow instead of pretending you had none. Jung called this process individuation, the merging of all parts of the self. It requires isolation. It requires honesty. It requires courage. You have that courage. Your introspection is not overthinking. It is inner investigation. It is how you heal. It is how you evolve. You do not react blindly. You examine. You do not repeat patterns. You break them. You do not cling to illusions. You confront them. And so you grow in depth while others remain on the surface. This depth becomes a quiet power. A woman who understands herself is a woman no one can control. Your solitude has not weakened you. It has awakened you. But there is something else solitude has given you. Something even rarer. Trait 5. She has a wisdom beyond her years. Wisdom is not taught in classrooms. Wisdom is not gained through popularity. Wisdom is not a product of constant company. Wisdom is earned in silence. You have spent hours, days, years listening to your inner world. You have collected insights from every wound you survived. You have gathered truth from every chapter where you walked alone. Most women move through life reacting. You move through life understanding. You see the hidden patterns behind people's behavior. You notice the lies they tell themselves. You sense the truth beneath every mask. Carl Jung believed that wisdom grows from the integration of life experiences, both light and shadow. This means a wise woman is not one who has avoided pain. She is one who has been shaped by it without letting it destroy her. You know heartbreak, you know betrayal, you know disappointment, you know what it means to lose yourself, and then find yourself again. This is why people feel something different around you. A calm, a clarity, a knowing. Even if they can't explain it, they sense depth in you that didn't come easily. Your wisdom shows up in the way you speak, in the way you pause before reacting, in the way you hold yourself like a woman who has returned from a war that no one knew she was fighting. You carry the strength of every version of you that had to rise without support. You carry the insight of every moment you chose truth over comfort. You carry the knowledge that happiness is not given, it is created. You may not have many friends, but you have understanding. You have perspective. You have vision. You do not chase validation. You do not chase attention. You do not chase those who cannot meet you where you are, because you finally see what truly matters. And that kind of sight is rare, dangerously rare, beautifully rare. Let us be honest about something. A woman like you is not always easy to comprehend. Your silence, they misread it as judgment. Your standards, they misread them as arrogance. Your independence, they misread it as not needing love. Your introspection, they misread it as sadness. Your wisdom, they misread it as distance. But none of these interpretations are true. You are not distant, you are discerning. You are not quiet, you are observant. You are not emotionless, you feel too deeply to waste your heart. Jung believed that when a woman integrates her shadow, when she owns both her softness and her power, she becomes someone society has trouble controlling. And the world calls difficult what it cannot control. So they shrink you down to something small enough to label. They downgrade your depth into stereotypes. They pretend they understand you so they don't have to confront themselves. And that is exactly why you have few friends. Because you cannot pretend. Because you cannot play small. Because you cannot portray who you are becoming. Let me tell you a truth. The world is slowly learning. A woman who chooses herself is unstoppable, and your solitude has been your initiation. Your introspection has been your training. Your wisdom has been your transformation. You are a woman who has walked into the fire and came back with light. A woman who does not collapse under the weight of life. A woman who knows that standing alone is not failure, it is freedom. Most women cling to the crowd. You cling to your evolution. Most women chase belonging. You chase becoming. Most women seek acceptance. You seek truth. You are not living on the surface anymore. You are living in your soul, and that shift changes everything. You may have few friends, but you have a vast inner world. You may not be surrounded by people, but you are surrounded by meaning. You may spend nights alone, but you are never without purpose. Your life is not empty, it is intentional. Your path is not lonely, it is sacred. Your presence is not small, it is concentrated. People wonder why you are different. They sense you are rare. They feel you are precious. They see something in you that they cannot name. That unnamed something is your awakening. The path of women like you is not easy, but it is extraordinary. You are not here to fit in. You are here to expand, to transform, to rise. Jung wrote that the greatest privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. You are already doing that. Every day, every choice, every quiet moment alone. Your journey is not a detour, it is the destination. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to be understood by many. You were never meant to belong to the crowd. You were meant to belong to yourself. And that is exactly what you are learning to do. We are nearing the final chapter. In part 3, we will explore what awaits a woman like you on the other side of this transformation. What happens when the world finally meets the woman you have spent years becoming. Your story does not end in solitude. Your story begins there. Stay close to this journey. Everything you have lived through is leading somewhere powerful. You have walked a long road. A road many women never dare to step on. A road of silence, of honesty, of courage, of becoming. Now the question rises, what happens when the world finally meets the woman you have been building in the dark? What happens when your transformation is no longer invisible? There is a destiny waiting on the other side of your solitude, a destiny that begins the moment you step fully into yourself, and what awaits you is both powerful and dangerous. Let us speak about both. There comes a moment in the life of every awakened woman when she can no longer stay unseen, when her presence becomes undeniable, when the very air around her feels different, when people feel drawn to her without knowing why. This is what happens when a woman completes the inner work. Jung believed that once a woman integrates her shadow and her light, once she becomes whole, she becomes magnetic, she becomes a force of nature, she becomes a presence others cannot explain but cannot ignore. You stop chasing the world, and the world begins to chase you. People will suddenly want your perspective, they will seek your guidance, they will crave your energy, they will admire your resilience, they will want access to what you have built, because they feel something in you they lack within themselves. What took you years of quiet becoming, they notice in seconds, and this is only the beginning. You have spent years walking alone. You have spent years becoming the woman who leads herself. You have spent years developing intuition stronger than fear. Now others will feel safe walking behind you. They will see your composure, your clarity, your calm strength. Women like you become leaders without asking to be. They become examples without trying to be. They become guides just by existing. Jung taught that a person who becomes free from the herd does not walk above people. They walk ahead of them, and those who are still searching for themselves will naturally follow your direction, not because you command it, but because your path illuminates theirs. Your life becomes a lighthouse. Your resilience becomes a roadmap. Your integrity becomes a standard. This is the beginning of influence, the purest kind. Your circle was once small because very few could meet you where you were heading. But now you stand in a different place. Women like you attract relationships that are rare, aligned, sacred, connections built on resonance. Friendships built on mutual inner work, love built on equality and truth. People will enter your life who feel like recognition, not discovery. They will not fear your depth. They will not shrink from your strength. They will not take offense at your boundaries. They will say, I've been searching for someone like you, because now you no longer attract from your wounds. You attract from your evolution. Your solitude prepared you for this. And now we must speak honestly, because being a rare woman comes with real risks. The same transformation that makes you magnetic will also make you misunderstood, will also make you envied, will also make you targeted. Here are the shadows that await a powerful woman. People will want your energy without giving anything back. People will admire you publicly, but try to diminish you privately. People will follow you, but only to take what you built. People will tell stories to make your power seem smaller. Jung warned that when a woman becomes her true self, she triggers the insecurities of those who still wear masks. Your light does not only attract, it exposes. Your confidence will threaten those who rely on control. Your independence will offend those who expect compliance. Your wisdom will frustrate those who survive on illusion. Some will try to dim you. Some will try to own you. Some will try to break what they cannot understand. These are the dangers of being a woman who has completed the journey back to herself. And if you want a deeper exploration of these dangers, of the jealousy, the projections, the psychological traps that await, write in the comments. Let me know, because there is so much more to say. But for now, remember this: you did not evolve to stay small. You did not awaken to hide again. You did not survive your becoming just to be silenced. You are not fragile. You are forged. Take a breath and reflect. You were once the woman who doubted herself. Now you are the woman others doubt themselves around. You were once the woman who sought belonging. Now you belong only to truth. You were once the woman who feared solitude. Now solitude is where you regenerate. You were once the woman who wondered if she was too much. Now you realize others were simply not enough. You did not become powerful by being praised. You became powerful by being alone. And that is what sets you apart. There is a version of you the world has never met. A version shaped by every silent night. Every quiet choice, every healed wound, every step taken alone. That version is emerging, and when she does, doors you once thought were locked will open like they were waiting for your arrival. People you once chased will realize they should have fought to stay. The world that once overlooked you will finally see you clearly, not as the woman with no friends, but as a woman who outgrew the need for validation, a woman who stands rooted, a woman who stands sovereign, a woman who stands awake. You will walk into rooms differently, not because you demand attention, but because your presence speaks before you do. Your boundaries will be respected, your values will be unquestioned, your influence will be undeniable. People will not know what you went through, but they will feel it in how you carry yourself. Your silence will make more noise than others shouting. Your calm will feel more powerful than others' chaos. Your truth will hold more weight than others pretending. This is the life awaiting a woman who chooses herself. If you have felt seen in these words, truly seen, then listen closely. There is nothing wrong with you, nothing missing, nothing broken. You are not behind, you are not late, you are not unworthy. You are simply walking a higher path, a deeper path, a rarer path, a path that only a few women are chosen to walk. And one day, the ones who doubted you will wish they understood you when you were still becoming. Because once a woman awakens, she never returns to sleep. If this spoke to your soul, if it helped you see your own journey with clearer eyes, then do one thing: let yourself be seen. Like this video so more women can hear the truth about themselves. Subscribe if you want more messages that awaken the mind and strengthen the spirit. And share this with someone who is walking her own quiet transformation, so she knows she is not walking it alone. And if you want a deeper dive into the hidden dangers powerful women face once they rise, write a comment. Tell me you want part 2 of The Shadow. I am listening. Thank you for staying. Thank you for choosing growth over comfort. Thank you for becoming the woman you were always meant to be. Until we meet again, stay rooted, stay rising, stay sovereign, and let your quiet power speak louder than any crowd ever could.